You know, I get that it's a little bit fun to poke fun at Phil Spencer, just a bit. You know, he is a bit of a walking contradiction, and I know a little something about that. A lot of people consider me to be a flip-flopper or whatever, but I ain't got nothing on Phil Spencer. I tell you what, it's been an incredibly weird generation, and it's had its ups and downs. The last few years have been incredibly down, in my opinion. But one good bit of news is Phil Spencer is promising some fixes to these problems, and I think that we can at least hear the guy out. I am personally tired of waiting, and I'm not going to wait around for the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox Scarlet 2 or 940 or whatever it is that they're going to be doing. I think it really just comes down to what are they going to be offering us in terms of games, and what are they going to be offering us in terms of games soon. And Phil Spencer opened up about that recently, and I find this to be a pretty big deal. Hey, what's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews. Hey, what's up? Hopefully you guys are all doing great. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you really enjoy my content, maybe consider hitting that bell so you're notified of everything as soon as it comes out. Very, very important. So, with that being said, I want to get right into this. So, Phil Spencer, and I talked about this a little bit in another video. Phil Spencer was talking about how he's growing the Xbox Game Studios and how they're looking to get better quality games. And these are just the things that Phil Spencer does, right? It's part of his PR speak. It's part of his world. These are the things that he does to get people excited. The problem is, it's hard to get excited without actually seeing some games, and every year, year in, year out, you get more promises and promises, so it's hard to take the guy completely serious. But he did confirm that they did hold back quite a few games from this past E3 that they will likely show next E3 when they're ready, and I think that that's very important as well. And he does mention that they're adding new studios, and the reason why they added the 8 studios over the past year is to get the quality games out. But a lot of the times it does get kind of sidetracked that maybe this is a bit of a situation where they're looking to bolster Game Pass, and a lot of these are like AA games, because if you look at what Tim Schafer was talking about, which Tim Schafer is the Double Fine developer, was the head of that studio, right? You guys probably know about Tim Schafer. Well, anyway, Microsoft bought Double Fine and announced that at this particular E3, and we saw that as, you know, kind of an okay deal. I looked at it more as not a big deal, because according to Tim Schafer, it's just going to allow them to do quote-unquote experimental ideas. So a lot of times experimental ideas don't really work out. So Tim Schafer had this to say about why he agreed to let Microsoft acquire Double Fine. He says, "I think they've had a commitment to a new way of acquiring companies, which is kind of an unplugged studio approach, where they're not merged into a larger corporate entity. They don't just auto-hire, take a bunch of employees and make them Microsoft employees. They want us to retain our identity, our spirit. That's what they want to bring us into the fold. Game Pass was a lot of it. Seeing something like Game Pass and how it made sense to have a diversity of content, I could see why having a company like us and a company that makes games like Forza, very different games, all being on one subscription service like that, it makes it more valuable. I could see how they would want to bring us in and not change us." So, you know, it's sort of like what they did with Obsidian and Exile and all these other games. But much like Obsidian and Exile, Double Fine is working on Psychonauts 2, and they're also working on another game called Rad, both of which are going to be on PS4, just like Obsidian is working on games that are going to be on PS4 and in Exile as well. So, very interesting stuff. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on this. I'm going to link this, so let me know what you think. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.